Hello and welcome to the Religious Nerd channel, and today we are on day 12, Psalm 12 of our daily psalm reading. We're reading from the ESV translation, but you're more than welcome to read from a different translation. As you can see, we're on Psalm 12. Before we get started, I'd like to take this opportunity to say hello to new viewers and welcome back returning viewers. And I just want to briefly talk now about the process of what we're doing and when we upload it and what have you. So there's 150 psalms in the book of Psalms, and we're doing it in one psalm a day. It's going to take 150 days to complete it, but not 150 days from today, but 150 days from when we did the first psalm, which was the 4th of November. So it'll take us 150 days from that point. I try to upload the video before UK midday, so my American viewers, who I seem to have quite a lot of American viewers, get to watch it first thing in the morning. But I'm also grateful for any viewer. I have a lot of I can't speak to that. A lot of viewers from the UK as well. So I'm also grateful for you guys as well. So thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who watches my videos. I really do appreciate it. And I really do appreciate the subscribers as well. So I'd like to talk to you a bit about the book of Psalms before we get started. This shouldn't take too long. So, Book of Psalm was written over a 1,000-year period from the time of Moses around 1500 BC to the time of Ezra around 450 BC. You will notice I do like post-it notes. I'm not going to lie, I do like a post-it note. David is the primary author. Historians and scholars believe the book was written by many authors between the 9th and the 5th century, with the book being completed around the 5th century BC. I have to mention that. It was around about that time. I don't want anyone to be thinking it's around any other time. So these are kind of what scholars believe to be the main authors. So as you can see, King David wrote 73 of the Psalms. Asper wrote 12. King of Korah, sons of Korah even, not kings. Wow, I'm not going to start this again. Son of Korah 10. Solomon 2. Ethan and the Heman, the Ezrites 2, and the rest anonymous. When I say I'm not going to film this again, even though these videos are unedited, you should see my video list. I start and start, stop and start so many times just to get started even. So even though they're unedited, I do film this many times. Just want you to be aware that even though they are unedited, I do actually stop and start these videos so many times. Not to get it perfect, but to get somewhere. Because sometimes it's that bad. My wording does get so bad. So I wanted you to know that even though it's unedited, I do stop and start more times than you can imagine. So next bit I'm going to get into is the disclaimer. So I just mentioned they're unedited, and I do stumble on my wording for those lovely viewers that have been with me from the get-go. I really do appreciate you guys. So let's get started. The faithful have vanished. To the choir master, according to the Psalmist, a psalm of David. Save, O Lord, for the godly one is gone, for the faithful has vanished from among the children of man. Everyone utters lies to his neighbour. With flattering lips and a double heart they speak. May the Lord cut off all flattering lips, the tongue that makes great boasts. Those who say, with our tongue we will prevail. Our lips are with us. Who is master over us? because the poor are plundered, because the needy groan. I will now arise, say the Lord. I will place him in the safety for which he longs. The words of the Lord are pure words, like silver refined in a furnace on the ground. Purified 7 times, you, O Lord, will keep them. You will guard us from this generation forever. On every side the wicked prowl, as vileness is exalted among the children of man. So that is Psalm 12 completed. Tomorrow we'll be on Psalm 13. Psalm 13, 14, 15 are quite short ones. I haven't actually looked on the other side to find out. That's Psalm 16. Psalm 16 is quite long, so the next 3 days they are quite short, which is quite good. We like shorter psalms. They do get longer. Once they get longer, the videos will get longer. There is the longest psalm in the book of Psalms is 119, and we can just won't imagine how long that video will take and how many times I'll stop and start to get it. What I do in the background though is I do read these psalms the night before when I get them ready, and I still manage to stumble upon them, so we can just hope that we'll be fine with it. So Psalm 12 was written around 1015 BC, a psalm written by David that expresses his grief over the lack of good people and his call on God to judge the wicked, and it's a community lament. Community lament is here, so we'll explain what it means. So it expresses sorrow for a nation suffering and asks for God's help. Deep sorrow for a nation suffering, asking for God's help, blessing / intervention. And it goes here into basically how to do the community lament. So address to God, description of the complaint, request for God's help, expression of trust in God. These here are the psalms that are community lament. So it's 12, 44, 58, 60, 74, 79, 80, 83, 85, 89, 90, 94, 123, 126 and 129. So to kind of explain a bit about the community lament, it's usually one person that is picked from the community to read the psalm or lament on behalf of the rest of the community. With laments, there are different types of laments, and we will talk about them as we go through when we come up against another type of lament. As we have previously talked about individual laments, these here are about the individual lament, and you can find about this in Psalm 5. We mainly talked about it because we had a bit of an issue where I forgot to include this bit in. So I mentioned about this from Psalm 5 onwards. So Psalm 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mentioned about it. We will talk about it tomorrow's video about individual lament, because Psalm 13 and Psalm 14. So day 13 and day 14 we'll talk about community lament. So that's what they are. So with an individual lament, it is actually a personal one. So it's so I could do an individual lament on behalf of myself. Same with yourselves, you could do an individual lament on behalf of yourself. But with the community lament, so when somebody in your community is having a lot of issues with pain, grief, sorrow, anything like that, we like to pray for that person. We like to pray for them, and in hopes that they'll find peace within themselves, but sometimes they don't. But we like to do it. We do it because we hope that God is listening and will answer our prayer. sometimes the prayer can be answered in a way that we don't want it to be answered, but it has been answered. And that is a community lament. We always need to do it where we express our trust in God at the end. We have to do that, because then we'd be thinking to ourselves one day, oh, this prayer hasn't been answered. We do it where we express our trust in God in hopes that God will, complete that task that we've asked of him. So that is what community lament is. And we will, as I said, when we come across other types of lament, but there are other types of lament, we'll discuss them as we go along. It's easier to do it that way than me telling you about it all now. So I'd rather talk about it when it comes up than telling you about something that's going to be a few psalms or quite a few psalms away, and then you'll forget and be like, oh, I'm sure Alice, which is my name, Alice has mentioned that in the previous psalm, and then I have to go and try and scroll back through. So to save that, we will, talk about it nearer the time, so you're aware. Thank you for being with me on this long video. As I said, I have been stopping and starting all the way from the time I woke up till now. I've been stopping and starting. So any issues that comes up now doesn't matter. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. We'll just get through it as we do. So please like my content. Please subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you in day 13, Psalm 13 video, which is tomorrow. But before I do that, I nearly forgot. I'm glad I stopped myself. I'm going to quickly write in, for those that know, I do write in my day 12, the 15th of 11th to 4. So I have wrote it in, because I would have not done that and then realised, and it would have gone on YouTube and I would have forgotten, and then I'd have watched it hours later and then realised what I'd done. So get that out there. So I always do that to help me feel accountable for doing my daily psalm reading with you. So yeah, so thank you and goodbye.